see. So let's put, that's top of the list. I think BYND now, like, see how you got the pullback in the remount of the 9? This is a shred, so this will be like our number 2. So I like this name a lot. Like, you've got, you know, I mean, I don't like to hold it for more than a handful of minutes, but you've got like a nice 3-day pullback. You've remounted over the 9 EMA. I think that that one's going to have a chance. Good morning, people. Good morning, America. ¿Cómo estás? What's going on? Now, the issue with BYD, so guys, the market's going to be short and fast. Expect action in the first hour, no matter what day it is, summertime, Christmas, Christmas Eve, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Bhagavad Gita, you know, Diwali, whatever it is that you want to trade. It doesn't matter. There's no slow days in the market, but there are slow periods in the market. When you got like these kind of holiday days, we're going to have probably, I would say, 1 to 2 hours of action. You take your shreds, blow your load, and then you're done. Like, you got to get out of this thing and be done for the day. So just trade quick, trade fast today. Make your shreds, you know, in the open, and don't try to linger all day and then, like, you know, kind of grind back the gain. So let's we want to have a really short list. So BYD, we've remounted the 9. The issue with this thing is, like, it's already kind of creeping up higher. You know, I hate to chase this thing on strength. You got to be careful chasing this thing on strength. Like, you saw this thing yesterday, like, it popped up, came back, double topped, and then it was just done, right? A stock like this, you got to, like, really kind of accumulate it off support and then sell into the shreds, right? Like, you got to kind of let it round and sell into the shreds. Like, if you chase it, you die, right? You chase it and you're going to get smoked out. So this is on the top of the list, I think, along with ZM. So we got ZM right off the 20 SMA, remount of the 9. I like this one a lot. This one may trade thin today because it's Memorial Day and the market might, you know, a lot of people are on vacation. It may trade a little bit thin today, so watch the spread on it. If the spread starts to, you know, if the spread starts to widen, just leave it alone. Like, this is like the worst type of day to get caught trading something with a big spread, because when you do that, it just ends up being like a big dud. So I'd leave it alone if the spread gets too crazy on it. Let's add Maxer to the list. You're opening up a little bit weak today. If this thing goes red to green, I think that we're going to have ourselves a nice chance on this one. This one had some kind of news out end of day. Who knows? Some kind of contract thingy. It doesn't really matter, right? If this thing kind of goes red to green and holds, watch this level from yesterday. Like, if it starts to take this thing out, dude, we're having ourselves a Friday pizza party with all the fixins, right? We're getting all the fixin' on this one. So we'll watch this. I think, man, it works off really well off. It's going to work really well off these kind of dips too. So watch these kind of dips to support. I like that one. Our main thing today is going to be, like, does the market hold or does the market fade back its gap? It's going to be Friday. Expect some shenanigans. You know, in our heads, we may be thinking, like, who wants to hold stocks over the weekend with all this stuff going on? But it usually never works out like that. The market could go literally either way today. Do we hold the gap? If we do, all right, we'll watch this level over here. We may start to fill this bad boy. If we don't and we go green to red on the market, we go short city and, you know, we'll watch around. Now, be mindful, we've had multiple days where the market's gapped and then we just chopped around. Yesterday, we had nice follow through. Stocks were following through it. So who knows? We may get 2 days in a row, but looks like we got a date with the 200 SMA, the granddaddy of SMAs, my friend. So we'll be kind of just mindful of these things. We should have just taken this in the pre. Anybody shred this thing? FL, top of the list here. You know, this one's breaking down some trend lines. Retail stock, they've missed earnings. ADSK looks like just a turdzilla in general. We got a date with the 200 SMA here. Now, the issue with this one is, you know, if it starts to kind of curl back its way, you know, we're going to have, like, too much support from the pre-market that we'll have to be mindful of, you know, where the action's coming in from. Let's see. And then we got Deck already trying to break out for all-time highs. Ugg boots. You know, I really feel weird about this. It's like, you know, anytime Crocs has earnings, even if it looks good, we short it. I feel like we got to do the same thing with fucking Ugg boots, right? You wear Ugg boots, what are you saying to the world? That it can be summertime, you can put fur around your feet and stink them up and then take them off and ask your boyfriend to suck on your toes? That's fucking disgusting, right? What kind of person would do that to another person and then spend like $200 to do that? Your girlfriend wears Ugg boots, dump her. If she asks you to suck on them toes, between the nail polish, right, that's toxic. It's toxic, it's germs. You know, there's probably lead poisoning in those things. And then the fur from the Ugg boots warming up her feet, making them smell, and then also warming up the nail polish, melting them. So when you suck on the toes, you get the nail polish in your mouth, you get lead poisoning, and before you fucking know it, like, not only does your mouth taste like feet, but you're also slowly dying of some type of lead mercury poisoning, all because your girlfriend was sitting around in her room on her daddy's credit card, playing on her Amazon instead of working and trying to better herself or go to the gym and tightening up that bod, and decides she wants to get a pair of Ugg boots because she saw some type of commercial with Tom Brady, who's like the greatest man in history besides Macaulay Culkin and Indiana Jones, and somehow he's advertising these things. So, you know, that's our 2 cents. We may not want to even try to buy these things, but what are we going to do, right? It looks hot. So these are the lists. ADSFL, ADSK, Deck. Roku is right now kind of like the market leader. Every dip gets bought in this thing. So watch that on Roku. Like, see how like these things dip down at the open? If it dips down into supports and you see that rounding, shred, right? You know, if you see any kind of dips at the open, they dip down into support and then they shred, right? They dip down into VWAPs and they shred. So anytime Roku has a dip in the next, I would say till it hits about $100, you want to dip, shred, dip, shred, dip, shred. This stock, like, even though it only shows like it moved like 2% yesterday, the range on it is what you can trade, right? Even if you have a smaller account and you're just able to trade 100, 200 shares of this thing, that's okay, right? If you can dip, shred, and you're just taking $1, you're taking 50 cents, and you're adding them up, before the end of the day, you're going to have yourself a nice day. You're not going to say, man, I sat around and got nothing out of this thing. So dip, shred on this Roku till probably it gets to 100. And, you know, at that point, then we'll look at it and see what's up. But I like this name a lot also. And that's the list. So we got Maxer. Let's just summarize. Roku, FL, Maxer, Deck, ADSK, right? You can even add in Tesla to the mix. And then we got LK from yesterday too. Finally, we had a bounce day on this thing. You know, we may come back into this kind of 17, 18. This is just dead cat bounce at this point. Like, this thing is on a permanent shred, right? It's been getting shredded. So they're shredding, which is good, right? Shredding means you're a man of honor, right? You put it out there and you're shredding. You're making money. It's going up. But getting shredded is worse, right? Getting shredded is you lost money on stocks, you come home, and your wife is making whoopee to your best friend. That's getting shredded, right? And so this thing is getting shredded, but it may go shredding for a couple days. So remember that there's always small caveats in the way the world works, all right? So let's go do what we got to do. Be good, be great. It's Friday. You know what we got to do. Yesterday was an awesome day. It was fairly simple, fairly easy. One good thing we did yesterday, chat room, was we didn't make any trades midday. Bad thing we did in the chat room yesterday that we've got to be more mindful of is, you know, end of day, there was a little bit of shredding going on, and, you know, we kind of lulled ourselves to sleep and missed some of these kind of end of day shredders. So good thing we didn't do any midday give back. Bad thing is we missed the end of day shredders, and we don't want to do that. Hey, Mr. Rhodes, how are you, sir? Good to see you. Kyle, what's up, baby? Yeah, some of these Chinese stocks like Momo and stuff, they're just in downtrends right now. All these little pops get faded. Who knows what's going on? Harneet, how you doing? Trezan, what's up? Yes, organic nail polish might be the way to go. All right, so guys, I love you guys. Let's be good. Let's trade with some, right? Let's just trade with some precision today instead of being our normal goofy self. All right? Peace, brothers.